As concerns about climate change and animal welfare grow, many people are evaluating the environmental and ethical implications of their food choices. Eggs occupy an interesting position. They're more sustainable than most animal proteins, but less sustainable than plant-based proteins. Understanding the nuances helps you make informed choices aligned with your values. From a pure environmental impact perspective, eggs are relatively efficient. Chickens convert feed to protein more efficiently than cattle, pigs, or even other poultry raised for meat. Per gram of protein delivered, eggs have roughly 50% lower greenhouse gas emissions than beef. They require less land and water than beef or pork production. If you're trying to reduce environmental impact while maintaining some animal protein in your diet, eggs are among the better choices compared to other animal products. However, and this is important, eggs have a higher environmental footprint than legumes like lentils, beans, and peas. Plant-based proteins generate significantly fewer greenhouse gases, require less land, and use less water than any animal-based protein, including eggs. From a purely environmental standpoint, shifting toward more plant-based proteins is more impactful than any choice within animal proteins. Production methods dramatically affect both environmental impact and animal welfare. Conventional egg operations typically house tens of thousands of hens in large barns, often in cages or with extremely high stocking density. These operations raise serious animal welfare concerns. Chickens have minimal space, cannot engage in natural behaviors like foraging or dust bathing, and live in artificially lit environments. Environmentally, concentrated operations produce significant waste that can contaminate water sources if not managed properly. And the massive quantities of feed required for industrial operations often come from monoculture crops that deplete soil and require pesticides. Pasture-raised systems offer dramatically different conditions. Chickens have access to outdoor pasture where they can forage, scratch, dust bathe, and engage in natural behaviors. Stocking densities are lower, allowing more space per bird. When integrated into regenerative agricultural systems, chickens can actually provide environmental benefits. They control pests naturally, their scratching aerates soil, their waste provides fertilizer, and they can consume farm scraps that would otherwise be wasted. These systems more closely mimic natural ecological relationships. Understanding label claims is critical because the terminology is deliberately confusing and often misleading. Cage-free only means hens aren't in battery cages, but they're often still in crowded indoor barns with no outdoor access. It's a minimal improvement. Free-range requires some outdoor access, but the standards are so weak that they're often meaningless. A small door to an outdoor area that few chickens actually use can qualify. Pasture-raised generally indicates genuine outdoor time with lower stocking density. The standards vary. Look for third-party certifications like Certified Humane or Animal Welfare Approved, which have specific, enforceable standards. There's also an ethical dimension that's rarely discussed: male chick culling. In egg production, male chicks are economically useless because they don't lay eggs and aren't bred for meat production. Industry-wide, male chicks are killed shortly after hatching, typically through maceration or gassing. This affects billions of chicks annually. Emerging technologies like inovosexing, which determines sex before hatching, could eliminate this practice, but adoption is slow and limited for those prioritizing sustainability and animal welfare while continuing to eat eggs. The strategy is clear: buy pasture-raised eggs from local farms whenever possible. Farmers markets and CSAs often offer eggs from small-scale operations where you can actually see how chickens are raised and ask farmers about their practices. Yes, these eggs cost significantly more, but if you're limiting consumption to 4 to 7 eggs weekly anyway, the total cost difference is modest. Some people consider backyard chickens where feasible. A small flock in your yard can provide eggs while giving you complete control over animal welfare and environmental practices. Chickens can eat kitchen scraps, reducing waste, and their manure enriches garden soil. However, this requires time, knowledge, proper facilities, and isn't practical for everyone. Reducing overall animal product consumption while maintaining some eggs from ethical sources might be the most impactful approach for many people. You're reducing environmental footprint significantly by eating less meat overall, while the eggs you do consume come from systems aligned with your values.